watching WYMT.
Coming up on First at 4, a man who police say planned to kill a U.S. Supreme
Last night,
Court
FBI
justice
agents raided the California home of the man accused of attempting to kill.
And we take a closer look at a new program aimed at helping rural communities access federal resources in times of need.
Enjoy the break we have now because showers and storms are back in the forecast. The latest details on the weekend forecast coming up. First at 4 is next.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, a man who police say planned to kill Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh is charged with attempted murder. The 26-year-old suspect, identified as Nicholas John Roski, was arrested near Kavanaugh's home in Maryland early Wednesday morning. He had traveled there from California, where he lives. Police say he was carrying a case full of potential tools for an attack. Court documents report he believed killing Kavanaugh would, quote, give his life a purpose. CBS's Jan Crawford reports from the Supreme Court.
FBI, search warrant. Last night, FBI agents raided the California home of the man accused of attempting to kill Justice Brett Kavanaugh. Word spread quickly of the plot.
Shocked that it was right here, and a nice family, good neighbors.
According to an FBI affidavit, Nicholas Roski got out of a taxi outside Kavanaugh's home just after 1 a.m. Wednesday. Roughly 10 minutes later, police say they got a 911 call. According to the affidavit, Roski was turning himself in, expressing that he had come from California to kill a Supreme Court justice, had a firearm in his suitcase, and was having suicidal thoughts. Law enforcement arrested him around 1:50 a.m., recovering a Glock 17 pistol, ammunition, pepper spray, and other supplies. Roski allegedly told a detective he was upset about the leaked Supreme Court draft decision that would overturn Roe v. Wade. The leaked opinion sparked protests outside conservative justices' homes, as well as the Supreme Court.
This is exactly the kind of event that many feared.
Republicans and Democrats alike Wednesday renewed the call for legislation that would offer increased security to federal justices and their family members. The Senate unanimously passed such a bill last month, but it stalled in the House.
We shouldn't have to give up our lives to do our job.
U.S. District Judge Esther Salas was the target of an attack 2 years ago. A disgruntled lawyer for a former plaintiff came to her home in New Jersey, where he shot and killed her son. As for Roski, CBS News met his grandfather outside their home in California. He seemed shocked by the news.
Would you ever consider him someone who might be, implicated in threatening a Supreme Court justice?
No, absolutely not.
Roski also allegedly voiced concern that Justice Kavanaugh would roll back gun regulations. If he is convicted, he faces up to 20 years in federal prison. And here at the Supreme Court, the building and the justices remain under heightened security as the country waits on that final decision on abortion rights, which is expected sometime this month. Jan Crawford, CBS News, the Supreme Court.
Well, new numbers suggest the majority of Americans are against criminalizing abortion. The survey by the Kaiser Family Foundation found 73% of those asked were opposed to laws that would make it illegal for doctors to perform abortions. 79% were against laws criminalizing people seeking an abortion. Nearly 75% of participants said they believe that abortion should be a personal choice, including 52% of Republicans. The survey was conducted after the leak of a potential Supreme Court decision that would overturn Roe v. Wade.
Well, compared to yesterday, we're in much better shape as we run through the nighttime hours tonight. Now, granted, we didn't have much in the way of severe weather yesterday. We had exactly one report of a tree down in Wolfe County. That was about it. The good news, even less today, with beautiful sunshine we have working through the mountains. How about 70 at UVA-wise right now? Just fair weather clouds bubbling up in the afternoon heat. And really, it's not much of heat. Mid-70s outside London Corbin Airport. Beautiful deep blue skies. And you see just those fair weather clouds. It's a gorgeous afternoon continuing around the region. Low to mid-70s around the area. Middlesboro, Monticello, Jonesville not far from 80. But right now, still sticking in the upper 70s. It's a clean sweep on pinpoint Doppler. How about that? A change from yesterday. Just a few clouds moving through portions of the Big Sandy for the most part, but everybody else, those continue to move on to the east. Keep that WYMT weather app handy, although you never know when you're going to need it. But I will say tonight, the chances of needing it for any rain or thunderstorms quite low as we fall into the 50s for overnight lows. Showers, though, not far away yet. I've got those details on when a few more showers could work in as we head towards the weekend coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Evan, thank you. In recent years, beekeeping has grown in popularity, with various beekeeping associations popping up across the region. And soon enough, Bell and Leslie counties will have their own beekeeping associations. Aaron Redmond is the agriculture extension agent for both counties and says these organizations not only help the local economy with bee-made products, but have tremendous benefits for the environment around us.
We're losing a lot of pollinators. Pollinator habitat is going down. So just keeping these clubs going, keeping people active, and keeping pollinators around just worldwide is very important.
The Leslie County Extension Office will be hosting a pollination event next week, informing everyone on why bees are so important to agriculture and offering different activities for families to get involved in. Several eastern Kentucky counties will soon have access to a new federal program aimed at improving rural America's access to federal resources. The Rural Partners Network will connect eastern Kentucky with a USDA-led alliance of federal agencies, putting federal employees in eastern Kentucky to provide support to community leaders needing assistance at the federal level.
And we see a real opportunity to invest people on the ground from those communities to be able to better leverage federal support. I know that the federal government doesn't always respond in the right ways when it comes to serving rural places. And because you have such a strong network of community partners here, we feel like we can learn a lot about how we can better respond in the future.
Kentucky is one of only 5 pilot states for the RPN. We'll have more on the program at 5:30. We have new information on complaints about the plant at the center of a massive baby formula recall. Abbott Nutrition and the FDA were warned twice about issues at the Abbott plant in Sturgis, Michigan, up to a year before the recall in February 2021 through a report from a former employee. Until now, officials have only discussed an earlier complaint from October 2021. Abbott says it submitted a formal response to the February complaint and could not confirm the allegations. The FDA also acknowledges the timeline but would not discuss specifics. New evidence shows some babies born shortly before and during the pandemic may be developmentally behind. Studies from the JAMA network show there is an uptick in milestone delays. In a handful of small studies, children born during the pandemic have scored lower for motor skills and problem solving, while other studies show pandemic babies vocalize less than pre-pandemic babies. Researchers say uneven access to health and child care and limited exposure to the outside world are factors, but that these lagging skills are mostly recoverable. We are one step closer to a 4th COVID-19 vaccine authorized in the U.S. While we wait to see what action the FDA will now take, the agency's advisors have given Novavax a thumbs up. It's protein-based and created in a more traditional way using technology that differs from the 3 vaccines already in use in the United States, which some researchers hope will help boost vaccination rates as time goes on.
I think there are still some holdouts that said, oh, the platform, the mRNA platform is too new, and Novavax is our older technology.
Novavax says 2 doses of its vaccine provides about 90% efficacy in protecting people 18 and over against COVID-19. However, the clinical trials were done before Omicron became the dominant variant in the U.S. If the FDA gives emergency use authorization, Novavax expects its first shipment to the U.S. to be a few million doses. Let's head over to Wall Street now on this Thursday. The Dow closes down today more than 638 points. We'll have more financial news in our next half hour. But straight ahead here on First at 4, after more than 2 years of pandemic-related closings and delays, more movies make a return to the big screen.
And June-time showers and storms are back in the forecast as we head on into the weekend. The very latest on when more thunder and lightning move in coming up.
We are Pikeville Medical Center, and we are an amazing place to work. Healthcare heroes.